Hey guys, what's up? This is Cyclonic here, bringing you guys episode 7 of Design Critiques for the 2K community. Um, you guys know the drill here, appreciate all the submissions. So without further ado, let's get started. So first here we have a stream package, think with some screens, webcam, panels, and then the header plus the logo. So we'll start off. I normally don't do like a multiple piece like this, but I think there's some characteristics across the whole thing that we can critique. First thing is that I don't know if this picture behind this really fits well with it, just on its own like that around this thing. I don't know, it just feels kind of off to me. I think this banner, this header would have been much better if you removed this square in the background. Don't cut him off and let him just be the full body image there. I think that would have made the header a lot better. And then maybe changing the hue of this just a bit to match. I think it'd be a slightly lower hue to match the shirt a little better. And then also, if you're gonna make his profile picture be this logo, then I would definitely make the logo more of a focal point here than sort of an aside like it is here. Make it more of the focal point and make the name smaller. I think that would be better, or even better, do something where, since this is already an A, make the A, this first A, make it larger. You can do something creative with that, I think. Panels look fine. Maybe give the background a little more darkness so there's more contrast for the white text, but it's still readable. So that's all fine. Then the screens here, there's not as much to critique because it's a fairly basic design here of doing this stuff in the corner. I would just encourage, along with the webcam, to explore more and try some new stuff out. It's a basic, clean design, for sure, but I think there's definitely more you can do than just to, take the image, put a hue layer on and stuff. There's more potential there, but still not a bad design by any means. So yeah, I think that's about what I have for you on the critiques. It seems like there's a lot of lighting here compared to how dark the rest of the banner is over here. So maybe find a way to play around with the lighting and see if you can to get a more natural lighting going than just, it looks like just a massive light on top of here, massive light coming from here. So I would try and work on that to make the lighting seem more impart, or at least give this portion some lighting as well, to make the whole thing more even. So that's my main those are my critiques right there. Alright, so this one is a header for a badge grinding service, I think, for Witness the Journey. So I like this idea of putting the badge pictures here. I do think, however, this whole smoke concept is very overused, and this banner it doesn't quite fit. There's like a drop shadow here, it almost looks like, and stuff. Like the text doesn't necessarily match the backing. And another thing I will add is that this might get cut off on screens. Having the logo this far up here, you could make this text smaller and cleaner and make the logo over here, and I think that'd be a good idea. I also, as a general note, discourage people from using these kind of taglines, because I don't think, like, maybe hearing that a badge training service is legitimate, I don't think that's something that, is something I don't think that's something unique or special about the service. I would assume that that is something that should be a base requirement, that any service is legitimate. I know the 2K community, of course, has some, has its issues with that, but I don't think there's a point to putting these kind of tags on there, because I don't see what they achieve necessarily. These are all things that you want your business to have realized. Like, I'm not more convinced to go to your service because you tell me it's fast, easy, and legitimate. That sounds more like sounds almost more like a scam waiting to happen, but maybe that's just me Maybe I'm just nitpicking that too much, but that's what I think. It's also ruining kind of the flow here, so it's a better. I think that'd be a better way to something that would help the flow of the header. Um, Now my major critiques are like the text fitting in with the smoke. I think if you take off the stroke and you just make it like a clean white text, like a small clean white text, that would work a lot better. Especially if I can, that does look like a drop shadow to me, or at least some sort of 3D effect. In which case I'd want to see smoke coming over this as well, and not just this in front of smoke, yet they both look so close to the foreground. So yeah. Alright, this one is a header for the Emperor himself. So let me see here. So first thing that kind of jumps off the bat to me is that there's gold text over here, but no gold text over here. Now, if I look closer, I think I can see the Magic Gaming is a slightly darker color. You made like a gray to match their gray, so I don't mind. I like the gold in context with the gray, but for a quick look, usually this is completely white and this is gold, and so it causes a weird imbalance for me. So I would maybe try and make this try and bring out the grayness more in this text. Or what you can do is, I didn't even notice the logo until now. If you make the logo more if you use their global logo, the one that has this and this is Magic Gaming, I think that could work better than you remove this Eyeball Empire, because the Eyeball Empire logo already has that. So you can eliminate something. You can just say owner with this logo and player for that logo, and that might be nice. I kind of want to see some more blue lighting on him overall, considering how blue this backing is. He always kind of just sticks out of it like a sore thumb. I want something to kind of like push him back into the backing of it, really making part of this overall scene. The halftone effects here are fine. They're nice. Maybe honestly, even making something that would help with the gold is maybe making some of these halftone patterns gold. Maybe some halftone patterns here and there that are gold would be nice. The X's are nice. Oh, I see that. Text is also good. Maybe some lighting in front of him over here will help, because you have this smoke here, but the smoke looks way too far in the backing, where it's almost like you just plop this image and put a little bit of inner glow on it. I'd rather him be more integrated, so a way of doing that with some of this nice smoke should come out over him as well. I'd also maybe try to move this this picture over here a bit to the left, so his face and body aren't so covered. I think it would be a little nicer that way, but I also don't awfully mind it like this. The text works really well with this header, though. I do like that. So yeah, I think that's all my feedback really on that. It's just mainly is get him more integrated into the scene, especially the top. His head sticks out to me more than I think it should. The contrast is too much, and there's no visible lighting over here. He's very lighted. He's very lit up from the front, but there doesn't seem to be much front lighting as much as there is back lighting, as you see here. So things to think about there. Alright. This is honestly one of my favorite My Player headers, I think, just for this concept. The coloring and stuff is nice. What I don't necessarily like is that his head is covered by this, I guess, the Z portion from here. What I would have done is kept this stroke, but just this part that's over his face, mask that portion out, and I think that would improve this banner a lot. These socials at the bottom, I think I might have mentioned this in the last video, but I don't know who actually goes to headers to look for socials. To remove this, I don't think it's necessary. But I like the color scheme. What could maybe help this banner a bit is putting some lighting in the corners or even behind him a little. like the concept and the composition is dope, but I wanted to pop a little bit more. I wanted to have a little bit more lighting to catch my eye. Um, and I don't even think you need these players in the background. I think just keep this as the focal point and call it a day. Um, I think those are the major. She has this blue lighting over here, but I'm not sure where it's coming from. And I think that's starting to become a theme in a lot of these headers I'm seeing is that there's random lighting from maybe the original picture you got or something. But that lighting isn't. It doesn't make sense in this context because I can't really see any lighting here that's affecting that. So maybe I'd say a tip for people who are starting out is that if you have a player with certain lighting on him, make sure that lighting makes sense within the header. So if that means maybe making this hair darker or more black to fit in, or that means adding a lighting source, whatever you think fits better with the piece might be a good idea. So yeah, but overall I really like this. Was a header I liked quite a lot. Alright, and here finally is a thumbnail. Overall, well done. I love this dynamic with the Wade here behind the Wade here. I like that kind of dynamic. The whole overall slant feel. This Wade over here makes this make a lot more sense as well. Couple of things I will say is that maybe it's just my sorry. Maybe it's just my laptop screen that's doing this, but he might be a bit overdone. Maybe scale the CRF or Topaz back a little bit. The other thing is that I think the smoke here, it looks kind of low quality slash like almost like it's a some sort of watercolor splatter or something on Wade instead of it being smoke. And that smoke kind of clashes with this whole brush feel. I'd also want to see more depth over here somehow. Like the picture going right to the end of this, it's a really weird juxtaposition here for me. And this sort of metallic feel doesn't add to that. So the transition here I think could be better there, and then maybe less on the smoke. I thought I wasn't going to be a fan of this initially, but the color flow is there, and it's for a thumbnail to make the eye catch it, so I don't have as much of a problem with that. But this Wade will instantly catch attention, so I think it's a bit overdone, but I do like it. Lighting all makes sense. So yeah, biggest thing is the smoke and this brush over here. I wouldn't recommend a drop shadow. I just think that rarely are if you imagine it almost like a tear, rarely are tears ever this clean where there isn't a little bit of shadow or something coming from here that would give it a little bit of a depth feeling. So like maybe even an inner shadow on this brush could work well for that. Other than that, the coloring, there's no issues with. So yeah, I think that's all I have on this. So as always, thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, of course, please let me know. Any subscriptions or or likes are appreciated. Be sure to find a way to get in touch with me on Twitter if you want to submit your piece for the next critique. So with all that being said, thank you guys for watching again, and I will catch you all later. Peace.